Everyone wants to live to a ripe old age, but yet no one wants to be alone at that time.
If this had happened to me, would I want anyone to know that my children had done this to me?
She never asked for anything and never took anything, and this is why I was just heartbroken and amazed.
Perhaps it's the fear of being old and alone that accounts for one of the fastest growing, least discussed areas of crime today.
This issue crosses our racial, cultural, economic lines.
It's a crime that occurs quietly, in fact, silently.
The state of Illinois, we call this the silent crisis because we estimate that 95% of the cases of financial exploitation against the elderly go unreported.
Financial exploitation of the elderly is something that few people outside of senior services even speak of.
Many elderly people did not want to talk about it, and I imagine they still don't.
Financial exploitation of the elderly is the misuse or withholding of an older person's resources, creating a disadvantage to that person for the profit or advantage of another person. But there is action you can take, even if you are not inclined to prosecute the offender.
Oftentimes when someone comes in with this problem, they are feeling like they are the only ones on earth who are going through it.
You need not continue to suffer in silence.
Financial abuse is an invisible crime and will remain an invisible crime unless elderly people step up and report it.
Consider the experience of Dolores.
It was very trying because we had very little money. We had a one-bedroom apartment and 2 children, and it was very difficult. I really learned how to cook a pound of ground beef 1,000 different ways, but we got through it. The eldest was a boy, Michael, and the youngest was Lori, 2.5 years younger than he. And Michael died at 16 years old, very tragically, so I just had Lori left. I had saved money in Standard Bank over 30 years. This is what you assume, that you have your money in there for your needs, if you need dentures, if you need, anything. Well, it was there. This is my life savings. Yes, I worked 25 years as a typist in the Chicago Police Department. I figured I could survive on it, so I went ahead and retired. And assuming that life would be a bowl of cherries, which it wasn't. It was the pits. I had saved, and I have it down here, I should know it by heart, $74,827.34. I happened to be in the hospital, and she went to the bank and withdrew all of my savings, the whole amount. This was very trying for me, because I had just got out of the hospital. So I called her, and I said, why?